going on, guys? This is the Maafia garage here, and today I'm working on my 1990 Toyota Sera. This car has a 5E FE motor, and today I'm going to replace the fuel filter. Now I believe this goes for the 92 to 95 Toyota Tercels, or it could be later too. I think 92 through 99. I'm not too sure. I know whatever car has a 5E FE motor, there's the same process. Same thing goes with the Toyota Paseo and the Toyota Cynos, I think it's called. It's the JDM version of the Toyota Paseo, and whatever car has this motor in it. Alright, so first process is to remove this diagnosis. It's an OBD1 diagnosis reader. Well, it's the port. Move that out of the way. Mine's kind of broken, but it still attaches, but I already removed it. There's going to be 4 tabs right here. Now, I know the Paseo is a longer air box, but it's kind of the same process. So it's just 4 tabs. Alright. There's one back here. Alright. And then we can just unplug this air reader. Hopefully it doesn't come out with it. There we go. I might need to replace mine. It looks like it's just loose. And right here, it's going to be 2 10mm. Let's see, these are worm screws. But you can just get a 10mm socket and just unbolt these to make these loose. I already loosened it up, so it could be easier for me to do it with one hand while showing you guys. And with this, mine wasn't stuck on there, but if yours is stuck, try to twist and pull it out. So you can just twist and pull, and that just goes to the side. Alright, let's pull this out right here. So we can just pull this up right now. Pull this. This is going to be latched under here, so you're going to have to pull this up like that, and then it will just pop up like this. And then from here, sorry, I'm trying to work this out with one hand, but I pulled it up like that, and then you can just twist this out just like that. Place this over to the side. Now this will be stuck. What I did was I used a flathead, and I try to go as flat as possible to not puncture anything and not mess anything up. And I just lift it up on it, and you'll hear it unsticking because it usually sticks on here because it gets hot and then it gets cold. And I'm working on a cold day right now, so it will stick. So I used that, and I just gently twisted it back and forth until it came out. So this one comes off. Oops. I know I should have mentioned this before, but let me just try to add it into the clip. Alright, so over here, I highly recommend you removing the fuel cap and just leaving it off like this. Now keep the fuel door open so you won't forget to put it back on, but this relieves pressure in the system. It's the same with doing oil changes. When you remove the cap, it helps the oil flow better. This just relieves pressure, so when you do crack the lines, it won't burst with the fuel all over the place. It will leak, but it won't explode on you. Not explode, but over pressurize the system. When you crack it, it'll just start spurting everywhere. But yeah, that's just one thing you can do. Alright, so right down here is the fuel filter. You can see it's right there. Now it's held on. Now the top, there's going to be a top nut that has a banjo bolt in it. That's a 17mm socket. And on the bottom, there's going to be a fuel line going through there. I don't know if you guys can see that where my finger's at. There's going to be a fuel line going up. Now this fuel line, the nut is going to be a 14mm nut. And what I highly recommend you guys getting is an open-ended wrench or one of these open-ended socket kits. So I got a 14mm, and then you see it's for brake lines and fuel lines. So this is a regular one. and this is one with more edges on it, so it can grip it up much better. I was using a 14 millimeter. Was using a 14, but I almost stripped out the nut, and I did not want to do that, so I went out and got me a set of these, and I did break it free, so I put this under there. Another thing I did, I grabbed a 19 millimeter wrench. Right above the 14 millimeter nut, there's gonna be a 19 millimeter holding spot. So I'll show you guys on the new fuel filter. I'll put this fuel filter in the description below. So put this, sorry. Put that in there. So right here, you can see right here, it already comes with the fuel filter, and you can just fit. You could fit a wrench onto here. So there's a 19. And it won't move, because if you try to just do it with the 14 millimeter, it's going to bend the bracket that's holding on the fuel filter, and that's not good because you won't have enough grip, and you need the grip because you can strip out the fuel line, and that's not going to be nice. So my car's a Toyota Sera, but this is a Toyota Paseo fuel filter, and it works for the Toyota Tercel also, so that's why I said that will work on those cars. Now with the new fuel filter, it should come with, I just put the pliers in there because it's going to blow away, but it comes with 2 new washers. So these are like crush washers, and I'll show you guys how to install that. It goes on the top where the banjo bolt is at, but I'll show you guys as I'm going to install it. So as I'm in here, you're going to need a little bit of room. So you can just remove this, go into the igniter, and just push this over to the side. And right down here, when you're getting everything removed, so I broke these loose already. As you can see, it's kind of moving. So there's a 17 and the 14 millimeter nut on the bottom. And then to remove the whole fuel filter assembly, there's gonna be 2 10 millimeter bolts that are on the chassis of the car. So there's one right there, and there's one right there. So once you remove these, the fuel filter should come out, and then you can slide the new fuel filter into the bracket and then bolt it back up. But I'll show you guys as I remove it. Once I remove it, I'll show you guys the process to swap it over. So guys, I just wanted to show you guys really quick before I'm about to take this out. As you can see, one washer came out, and this washer seats on top of the fuel filter itself. Here goes the banjo bolt right down here, and as you can see, there's another washer that goes in between the banjo bolt and the fitting itself and the fuel line. So it's banjo bolt, washer, fuel line, and then the banjo bolt gets screwed into the fuel filter while there's a washer in place. So with the 2 replacement washers that the fuel filter the company will give you, you just go in the same order as that. Alright guys, so I finally got this out. Now this, I don't think this fuel filter was ever replaced, but here goes the part number. If you guys want an OEM original one, it's 23300-11060 or 186-100-2510. And this is it paired up with this one over here. It looks exactly almost identical, because I say almost because the nut on the bottom is a little bit smaller than this one, but it will fit, and this will make the car run a lot smoother, because as soon as I pull this out, so much like really black fuel just came out of it, and it was just not good. So this will definitely help with the car's efficiency. But yeah, so over here, this is on there firmly, and that looks like a 10 millimeter. 10 millimeter. Let me see if it is. Yep, it's a 10 millimeter. So Once you loosen that up, then this should just slide right out, and then you put the new one in, and then slide it back in, and then tighten it up, and then it should go back in. Alright guys, so I put everything back together, screwed everything back up, filters down there, fit nice. I don't know, I might put an OEM filter in there. It's some sort of like filter I got off of eBay. It's called Original Performance Fuel Filter. This is the part number. It just came in this white box. I might get an OEM filter, but I want to see how this one runs. I'm sure it'll run nicely, but you know, I think OEM will be much better for this car. So everything's buttoned back up, everything's bolted back on there. It fit nicely. There's no imperfections with the fitting. Everything's snapped back in. Now time to go back to the fuel door. Alright, that's in there. Let's go start this bad boy up. Alright, let's get in this piece. Okay, so it might struggle to start up because it needs to send fuel into the car. That's totally fine. It's just trying to prime the system. Alright, that's good. It's a success. Alright. I like great success stories. Ugh. I know my engine bay's a mess, but it seems like it's running good. I'm gonna go take it out for a spin and we'll see how that goes. But other than that, guys, I'm sorry if the video is kind of long for such a quick job. This job took me, let's say, it took me 35 minutes to do this job. So I'm just gonna let this car idle. I'm gonna move it a little bit because I don't want it to sit exactly where I did the job at. So I don't want it to get too hot and keep it under there, so I will move the car. But there's gonna be a lot more work I'm gonna do to this car, like suspension, let's see, maintenance work, and some interior work I'm gonna do too. Then just record this and send it over to YouTube to show you guys what's going on. Alright guys.